Welcome back to another episode of A Minute to Know It with your host, Ed Mike Barrera Bukog. Alright, so together with me is our first participant for today. So can you please introduce yourself, ma'am?
Good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Christian R. Abarta. I am a teacher currently teaching in senior high school here in Crisostomo Orestes National High School, San Jose District.
Alright, so before we start, ma'am, I have here three different sets of questions. So you are going to answer this in just 1 minute. But of course, whenever I ask a question, the timer will automatically stop and then it will resume counting from the time that you are going to answer. So, are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so now we have a minute to know it. Question number 1. Can you describe the teaching and learning environment that you have way back when you are still studying?
Okay, when I was younger, I think it was year between 1996 to 2000. So what I can remember was when I was still a student, especially in grade 6, the learning environment was very strict. Like everybody needs to be sitting down and nobody will roam around. And the strategy, I guess, that our teacher was teaching or giving to us last time, it was, I think, most of the time it was chalkboard talk. So it means to say that at that time our teacher will just write something on the board and then she's going to discuss the topic and then ask the questions and then going back again. If you don't have any questions, the teacher will proceed to the next lesson, and after that, the teacher will be going to give you a test.
Right. Okay, so let's proceed to number 2, ma'am. Number 2. What teaching strategies are being used or utilized by your teacher before? And do you think such strategies are still effective at this time in 21st century education?
I think the one that I mentioned earlier, the chalkboard talk strategy, that was implemented during my school days. But today, I think in the 21st century, it will be no longer applicable because now we understand that there are so many kinds of learners, and most of the time, performance activities are very important nowadays. So before we focus more on the learnings, the memorization, but today we focus more on the performance, how we are going to do the things that we learn from studying.
So for the last question, ma'am, what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages with regards to learning that you have during the early generation?
I think that the advantage that we had before was the student can be able to memorize well. Like our memory was enhanced at that time because we need to be very bookish to understand. We need to memorize what is written on the book. But today, it's okay. I think the disadvantage today is that the students have a short memory span in which they can forget easily what was written. They will just give the gist of the information, but it's not the total 100% information, unlike what we had.
Just to review that, ma'am. So, yes, that's it, ma'am. We're done. So, thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you, Ed Mike.
accepting our invitation.
No problem.
We really do appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Alright, so we have here our second participant for today. So, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is CGM Gonzalez. I'm currently taking this IT major in Electrical Technology in Norsu Main Campus 1.
Okay, so before we start this interview, I will introduce to you first a short overview of what this discussion is all about. So I have here 3 sets of questions, but in answering the questions, we have a challenge for you. So all you have to do is that you must answer all of the 3 questions in just 1 minute. But of course, whenever I ask the question, the timer will automatically stop and then it will resume counting from the time that you're going to answer. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So now, we have a minute to know it. Question number 1. Can you describe the teaching and learning environment that you have in today's generation?
The teaching and learning environment I have in today's generation, especially under a pandemic, the teaching environment is more lax because of the use of technology, PowerPoint presentations, and pre-recorded videos. For the learning environment, it is more easier because whenever you have internet, you can search for answers online.
Okay, so number 2. What teaching strategies are being used or utilized by your teachers today? And do you think such strategies are very effective at this time in the 21st century education?
Teaching strategies that I experienced that are very effective this time is the peer-to-peer evaluation used by our instructors because in peer-to-peer evaluation, students can improve their work before reporting it or discussing it with their classmates.
Right. So for the last question, what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages with regards to learning that you have in the 21st century education setting?
The disadvantages and advantages I have in this 21st century learning. Maybe for me, advantages is that when you have internet, when you have a gadget or Android phone, it is easy for you to learn, to catch up to online classes. The only disadvantage for me is that traditional way of learning, like board talk, can be forgotten, and that way it is more interactive compared to today.
Alright. Okay, so that's it. We're done. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation to be
My
one of our
pleasure.
participants today. Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.